It's full time down in Kenya, and they've gonna hit obviously draw with Burundi 1-1. It has been really one of those moments that has not gonna hit obviously allow Kenyan to celebrate their victory. Duke Abuya in the 72nd minute went ahead obviously put them ahead, but Sudi Abdallah in the 85th minute came up and obviously put in a very big shift, and it was a very huge miscommunication of the back line of Kenya. It resulted into them really conceding that goal. But you look at how Kenya really gave away the ball to the side of Burundi a lot of times. They lost what we call the secondary balls, and Kenya was like, they are not here to win. In a game like this, when you're playing at home, all you need is like beat Burundi and go on top of the table. Because when you look at the group standings, Ivory Coast has 6 points, Gabon has 6, Kenya had 3 by the time they went ahead of coming through and really play this game of football. Burundi had 3, Gambia had 0, and Seychelles had 0. So all what they had to do was simple: go all out, get in the guy called Kenya, beat Burundi, and do the needful. And I ask myself, in African football, we all know that the hardest thing to do is to obviously score goals. And by the way, if at all you look at the East African teams, they struggle to score goals. Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, we all struggle to score goals. And if you are the manager of Kenya and you see to it that you are left with just 5 minutes to go for the full 90 to come to an end, why would you obviously get yourself in a position of really playing what we call a high line? I think that is naivety of the highest order. It's a game of points, not a game of goal differences. And goals will only determine at the end. But all you have to do is find yourself in a better position to really keep that clean sheet or keep that win. If I'm Kenya at that moment, I would have gone ahead to go ahead and really park the bus. Kenya has players that can really run hugely and really hit these teams on the break. When you look at the man that was really leading the line, known as Olunga, we all know Mike Olunga. His height stands for him. His height stands for him, and he needs no further explanation. When you look at his attributes as Michael Olunga, when it comes to obviously heading that ball, he's really great. And I know he's really a pacey player. He has that skill set, and he can easily really hit that ball. He has the technique of really hitting that ball. His concentration is really high up there, and he's really a man who really has a lot of threat when it comes to set pieces. And why didn't Kenya really use Olunga to that level? Because he was there, and he was like, can you really play me in? And guys, how many chances did you see Kenya created for their center forward? Big question. Answer me again. Because for any team to obviously get goals and you're having a clinical striker like Olunga, you just have to really create him chances. He's good in the sky and good on the floor. All what Kenya had to do was to obviously feed this boy in, and obviously all this gentleman in, because I know he's really grown, and let the needful do. In the dying minutes of the game, if you are Kenya, what do? Park the bus. I tell you, park the bus and let this guy Olunga stay there alone. Go on for that long ball or the ball over the top. He'll win it, and it does what we call the hold up play. He plays well with his back to goal. That is Michael Olunga. That's something that Kenya really failed to do. And now it's really going to be hard for them, because when you look at the fixtures coming up into their group, right? The fixtures coming up in their group, Ivory Coast is obviously going to come in through and really put in a shift. Gabon is going to be playing Ivory Coast today. And this is a chance that a chance that really Kenya had to obviously go ahead and really get 7 points in, because you don't know what result is going to come up in between Ivory Coast and Gabon. That is it. You don't know the result that is obviously going to surface from that result. And whoever wins, he benefits. Kenya was going to benefit. If they draw, Kenya would have gone ahead to go joint top with Ivory Coast and Gabon. So that is really a very huge mistake they've gone ahead to do. And for Kenya, they obviously have to play, I think, Ivory Coast. Let me check here. Kenya is going to be playing Ivory Coast on Tuesday. They're hosting Ivory Coast in Nairobi. Gonna be a very huge game down there for you. And for other African teams, for other East African teams, Uganda is going to be playing Botswana in the next 1 hour from now. And where is Tanzania? I think even Tanzania is really drawn into these World Cup qualifiers. Who is Tanzania playing? Tanzania. All right. Tanzania. Where is Tanzania? Have they gone ahead to play already? Tanzania. All right. Their game against Eritrea was cancelled. They never played. But on the 11th, they're going to be playing against Zambia. So that is East African region for you. So Kenya is going to have to get hold onto a draw that most Kenyans won't love, and I know they are going to be really calling in for the sacking of their coach, because I know what Kenyans do. They keep on calling in for the sacking of the coach. But sometimes it's not all about sacking the coach. It's all about the wars in the Federation of Kenya. Kenya never even took part into the African Cup of Nations because of the difference they're going to have to be having into the football body. The government interjects, CAF comes in through, bans them. So not until that ground really gets leveled, like it was done in Kampala, Uganda, where FOFA is now operating with the government and they're really working on well and things are really improving on well. So Kenya has to obviously get that off and really get in your face of their game. But it is really bad for them. They've missed out on a chance. Beat Burundi, get Ivory Coast in, gather momentum, beat them in Nairobi, because I know Kenya can, and let the rest go on to the wire. You understand? When you look at all those teams, talking about Arsenal, because I own a channel that does sports news, if Kenya could beat Ivory Coast, could beat Burundi right now, they would go to 10 points and obviously go ahead to they would go to 9 and really top that group. And that means they'll be left to play against Seychelles, Gabon, is it Mauritania, and obviously Burundi again. And that would have gone ahead to give Kenya a very good go to obviously win its group and maybe make it second, because we are having, I think, 6 groups. They're taking the top 2, and I think if Kenya beats Burundi home and away, would have going to beat Burundi home and away, Seychelles and the others, then Gabon home, and even if you lose out Gabon and lose out Ivory Coast, it won't even matter. Kenya would have gone ahead to put themselves in a perfect picture to go into what we call the playoffs, and they'll be having, I think, 12 teams drawn, and obviously they'll play home and away. Whoever wins goes to the World Cup in the US, Mexico, and Canada. So your thoughts onto Kenya dropping 2 points at home are welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Some bit of sports, because we know our national teams are really into action. I'm out.